Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we view Caddyshack and discuss Caddyshack and slam Caddyshack into a sort of flat pancake with a, what do you call it, like a fire extinguisher. We do that to the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time.
Smooth.
My name is Tom Taylor, and I am here with another guy whose name is Mike DeMaria.
I can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it, Larry. I can't do it. I was trying to get that thing he was doing in the minute. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Can't do it. Larry. Tell that wife here she's on the hot mic. So tell her to keep it down.
Yeah, she's trying to live her life.
Well, live her life in another room. This is a podcast.
Smooth. Dan's here too. Dan Lewis.
Yep, and I want to say R.I.P. to the Great Powers Booth. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, I haven't read one article about that yet. I just saw that he died, and it's like, oh no.
Oh, he went down?
Great villain.
What?
Powers Booth went down?
Yeah.
A
couple days ago.
He ran out of power, and that was it.
Wasn't he in villain. Southern Comfort?
I think so. Yeah.
That weird. Remember that weird movie? Yeah, Southern Comfort.
Huh.
You don't remember that movie?
I know of the movie, but I've never seen it.
It was like some weird
what is it?
Movie. It was some weird movie about like the Army Reserves training, like in like Cajun country.
Right.
And then they piss off the locals, and they have to, and then they have like this little war with the Cajuns.
Oh, weird.
Huh.
A squad of National Guard on an isolated weekend exercise in the Louisiana swamp must fight for their lives when they anger local Cajuns by stealing their canoes.
Wow! Did you just recite that summary from memory? Because it sounded weird. Like
you should write those. That was really good.
You could just write that down, and you'd have a summary that would be fit for a web page or even a written book, like one of those Gene Shalit collections.
By stealing their canoes.
By stealing their canoes. I remember from Tombstone and from, of course, my favorite role of his was in one of my very favorite movies, MacGruber.
Oh, I never saw that. Was that actually good?
Tom, MacGruber is a masterpiece.
I kind of believe you. I've heard from...
They took a 45-second one-joke Saturday Night Live sketch and turned it into... It's such a great movie. I cannot say enough great things about it.
All right.
Give it...
Sold.
Don't just, give it 10 minutes. Don't just go from the beginning, but give it 10 minutes, and you will be richly rewarded.
All right.
It's a great film. So watch it after you watch Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans.
That's what I was going to say. Do I have to wait until after that, or can I switch to this one now? Or
I do MacGruber first because MacGruber I put on a short list of the greatest comedies of all time.
All right. I will check it out, and I'll report back here.
Highly recommend it to all of our listeners as well. MacGruber.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
Far better than you think could be possible.
He was a good villain, but he's no Charles Napier.
Charles Napier. Great.
You're gonna look funny. Napier? You're gonna look funny trying to eat corn on the cob with no fucking teeth.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. Yeah,
and he's one of the. He claps his hands and jumps for joy. Got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy. He's one of the space hippies on that episode of Star Trek.
Don't you say a fucking word. Don't you say a fucking word.
Of course, he passed.
Stein.
He's dead too.
What you gonna do about it, Stein?
You're the good old boys.
From the good old boys.
Well, all right.
Well, I tell you, I'd sure appreciate it.
Well, I sure would appreciate it. Well, all right.
Oh, that's great.
All right. Oh, you know what else is a good movie? Is Caddyshack.
Yeah, let's get to it.
You know what's a very mediocre minute of it? Is 75.
Extremely.
Yeah, it's
we get into this thing now.
I
sometimes feel like we're giving short shrift to a lot of famous scenes from a very famous actor that everyone loves, but then I watch the minute and I just can't get into it. I can't.
I think we're right to give short shrift.
This is the Fudgesicle minute.
Oh, it totally is.
You go get
by now, Mike, you've had about 12 Fudgesicles during this movie. By the way, if you add them all up.
Yeah.
Especially if you
add all
take
the
a year to
fudgicle
do the
scenes.
movie, you could have plenty of fudgicles.
Yeah.
Okay, but this one begins with Carl noting that his enemy is an animal, and it ends with Ty Webb putting around in some bushes next to a tree in the dark.
And if at all possible, to smell like one. What does he say? That's an okay line.
I have to think like one, and is it whenever possible to look like one?
And then he makes a very over-the-top kind of face that doesn't...
Right.
I don't know.
He's hamming it
And
up
it's
there.
been said that the gopher then imitates that face immediately afterwards, but I don't know if I agree with that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean,
Who said
that
that?
seems silly to me.
Uh,
He's hearing it on the streets.
yeah, somebody slipped me a $20 bill. I said, what
Yeah,
do
when
I
he-
know about the gopher making a face?
It's on that corner. He goes to buy his hash.
Yeah. Yeah, that corner.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it was actually in the Caddyshack. What's the name of that book that we have? Everything you need to know about Caddyshack. We're
It's a
afraid
book
to
that
ask
you
them.
have. I don't have any of those books.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do this without a net.
You don't have the trivia questions either. You lost them, or your wife lost them, or something.
That was
Where
not
are
me.
the trivia
I've-
questions?
I have a beautiful, lovely wife who
No one's
cleans up
arguing that.
constantly after her
Yeah, I
son
understand
and
that.
husband.
But sometimes even the beautiful do things that make them adult.
It's true. I'm in trouble with my two co-hosts now because of
Mm-hmm.
my beautiful, helpful,
You know,
caring, kind.
when
attentive
a
wife.
tall, lanky, galoot loser, nerdlinger like yourself
Present.
marries a very nice, pretty, smart woman like
Who
Jody,
wears socks
you gotta
with
know
sandals.
something is wrong.
She still wears socks with
And then it
sandals.
all starts to come out about 20 years later when she's walking around with socks and sandals
Yeah.
and misplacing all your shit.
This is only supposed to happen in sitcoms. Like a
Yeah.
big, tall, gangly dork like me then has like an appealing, intelligent wife.
Yeah, it has
And
a
the audience
bizarrely large
goes,
house
"I'll
in
go
San
with it, but I
Francisco
don't
that
get
would
it."
cost like $4 million if it was on the market.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
TV is real.
So there's nothing else to say. I say
I'm
we
going to think
wrap
about
up.
something to say about this minute.
I say we wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay.
That was minute 75. Hey, can I tell you something? This is
Yeah.
you're both gonna punch me in the face, but it might be worth it me telling the story. On that other show that I do, the Indiana Jones Minute, we decided to cut a joke, but I want to say it here because it's funny, and I
Can I
want it
ask
to
you a
have
question
some
though
life
before
somewhere.
you?
I'm not doing a tie-in joke if that's
Yeah, and you
what
know
you're
what?
Really?
And you know
No,
what?
you're gonna
I
like
gotta-
it though. You're gonna
well,
like it.
okay,
Yeah, what
we'll
is
get-
it, Mike?
Well, hold on. So when
Yeah.
you're on that other show and you're recording it, do you
show
ever
we
reference? Do you say, "Hey, that other show, the Caddyshack Minute that I do"?
Caddyshack Minute.
Do you ever reference that?
I do, as a matter of fact.
Oh, you
yes.
shouldn't.
Yeah, please don't.
Well, that's the problem with it is, though. The problem I have with that, I have no problem with you referencing Caddyshack Minute when you're on that show because you're referencing up. But I don't appreciate you
Right.
referencing down
I understand, but
on this
but
show.
there was comedy that was lost to the ages, or that will
Well,
be
you know what
unless
it's like
I get to
before.
share it here.
Yeah, before you tell your story, Dan is right because you know what it's like, Dan. We're going to use a baseball reference.
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
Tom,
It's
you
like-
can
it's
go
like-
ahead and get a fudgesicle.
It's like being in the Toledo Mudheads dugout, and all the Toledo Mudheads are talking about what's going on with the Tigers.
Yeah,
Hey,
what's
did
going
you
on
see
with the
that?
Tigers?
Did
Oh,
you see
boy,
what
you
so and so just hit this? And oh boy, I'd love to be up
Those
there.
guys are great.
Now,
Yeah.
you don't go to the Tiger dugout, in a professional stadium, and they're sitting there talking about, hey, did you hear what happened with the Mudheads?
Did you see what
Did you hear
happened down
what's
in
going on?"
Toledo last
No,
night
yeah.
in that rainy game in the middle of
Yeah.
the night that no one went to?
Yeah.
I'm actually
Yeah,
sort
that-
of following this.
Yeah. That's what you just did. Don't ever do
I'm
that
sorry.
again. Don't ever fucking do that again.
Listen to me. You want to
You know,
reference
you
the
know
big
why?
leagues?
You know why you never do that? Because it's going to be
Why?
hard to eat corn on the cob with no fucking teeth.
No.
I just need to go over in my car. I used to use the dashboard to write on as a
Well, I
surface.
sure would appreciate it. You boys owed a lot of money for that beer you drank, God damn it.
God damn it.
No.
All right, let me quickly tell the story.
No,
If you ever met Matt
no.
Dillon's story.
All right,
really
tell
quickly.
your stupid story. You should have
All
just
right.
told it without telling us it was from
I should
Indiana
have, I
Jones.
should have.
Because
No, on
now,
that other show-
Because now we're not
Yeah.
going to let you tell the story. We're going to
You're
keep
not
cutting
gonna
you off
enjoy
and
it
changing
if
the
I do
subject,
squeeze
and
it out
you'll
somehow.
never get the story out.
All
Isn't
right.
that right, Mike?
On,
That's right.
on that other show, there's a scene in the movie where Willie Scott, the heroine, quote unquote, is about to be sacrificed and killed. She is pleading with Indiana Jones, saying, Indiana, Indiana. And my co-host
Wait a minute,
on that
is this
show,
the Temple
Jerry
of
Porter,
Doom minute?
is a Temple of Doom minute, yeah.
That's even worse.
I
That's
know.
a horrible
How do you think
movie.
I feel?
This is complete nonsense.
This is what happens.
I'm not gonna allow this
we
to be
dodged
discussed.
Caddyshack too, but I have to do Temple of
You mean
Doom.
this
Did I
isn't-
tell you about how I went as Indiana Jones to for Halloween one time, and this was when I was dating my girlfriend Letta, who is a short Chinese girl.
Oh, wow. Oh, I see where you're going.
You see where I'm going with this? Get her a New York Giants hat. She went a short round.
It's the little boy, yeah. Short round.
It was an amazing cost. It was an
That is
amazing,
awesome.
you know.
And
It
you
was-
have
it was
pictures
pretty
and you'll
great.
post them, won't you?
I do have an old picture of it somewhere. Yeah, I'll have to post that.
Awesome. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Anyway,
Jody and
But
I always try to think of,
I said, I don't want this story to ever be told. What do you think, Mike?
Well, then let me sidetrack it with another
No.
story based on your story.
So-
Jody and I always try to think of tall. You know, she's very short.
Well,
I'm
you
very
did.
tall. So
The man
we
with
try
the
to
yellow
come up with-
hat. The man with the yellow hat.
That was great. That was a really good one. The man
a
with the
great
yellow hat and
costume.
Curious George. That was great.
Yeah.
And the
But
Jolly
one
Green
that I
Giant,
still
what does
wanna
she
do
go
that
as?
we- the one
Little
I still
Sprout.
want to do that we haven't done yet is Sonny and Cher. But she would be
Oh,
Sonny.
that's a
and I would
great
be Cher.
one. Oh, God, Tom, you have to do that one. You have to do that one, please. Yeah, how have you not done
One
that
of
one
these
yet?
days- I
It's
don't
such a
know.
good idea.
It is.
And you're going to be Cher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be
that's
Cher.
Any Halloween
That's
costume
what's
that
so
requires
great
any
about-
effort, I turn my nose up at. But that one would be worth it. That would be worth the
But
effort.
you might be good to go in the other direction, Tom, where you do something where you go as two people that are very similar looking, but then it accentuates how
Oh,
not
yeah.
similar it is. You go as like the Smothers Brothers or something.
Yeah. Could
That'd
do
be
that.
funny too.
So to get back to my story, see. So, come on, really quick. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
No,
I
no,
swear
no,
on
right,
it's
Christ.
not.
just
It's
let
not
him-
that
Okay, so
let
quick.
him
she's
do
pleading
it.
It
Indiana.
started like
She's
10
saying,
minutes
Indiana,
ago.
Indiana. My friend Jerry Porter, my co-host on the show, he says, "Is there any
No, but
other
you ain't
state
stop.
in
I
the
gotta
union?"
stop you there.
There we
I
go
gotta
with the
stop you
Jerry
there.
Porter
I
reference
was
again.
just gonna say. You know how many times you said my friend Jerry Porter in these over
Yeah,
the last
it's like
year?
it's his title. It's like
Yeah.
you have to. It's like Sir Paul McCartney. You have to say my friend Jerry Porter every
It's
time
like-
you
it's
say
like-
Jerry.
It's like
you
if
can't
he was
say Jerry.
It's like if Jerry Porter was in was on trial and they
Yeah.
Right.
my friend Jerry Porter would just
There
please
he is.
rise,
Right.
take the
my
oath.
friend, Dr. Jerry Porter Esquire.
That's him, Your Honor.
Is
one
he
not
sitting
wearing
in the
any
room
pants.
right now? I'm beginning to
go,
think there
to
is
go.
no Jerry Porter.
To go. Anyhow, he says, "Is there any other state in the union that you could?"
You know what you
plead
should
like
do?
that?
You
could
should
say
have
the name
Jerry.
and
I'll
plead
tell
it.
you what.
All right.
I'll allow Jerry Porter to be on the show for a short segment to tell his favorite Eddie Van Halen story.
All right, hey,
quickly.
that'd be beautiful. That'd
I
be
would
great.
do that one,
and
yeah,
he could
yeah.
corroborate my Tommy Creepy Camp stories.
Oh,
You don't have to. We
well,
already
yeah.
went
Why
with
would
it.
why would anybody
I don't
make those up? You went to
Yeah.
a camp until you were a grown man.
I don't think he'll come on though. I'll tell you what. I don't think he'll come on because
I don't think there is a Jerry Porter. I'll do
No,
one
there
better.
is. There
Might
is.
be too big for
And,
us.
he sells drums on the internet. And I'll tell you
Sells
what.
drugs on the internet? That's terrible.
Drums,
That's a very
drums,
harsh accusation.
drums on
He
the
sells
internet.
drums out the back
drums.
of his van.
Oh, louvers.
But lovers. No,
He's a drum dealer. He's one of
Hey,
these
kid, you wanna
goddamn
buy a
drum
drum?
dealers.
come on, kid.
What
How
about a
about,
snare?
how about a bass drum pedal?
I think all drums should be free. Because you get these people that get hooked on drums.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They should
I
just
think
tax
all
them,
drums should be legal.
make it legal.
no, but I
You should be able to drop them right in the bay.
I think he
on a
doesn't. I
platform.
think yeah. I don't think he. I don't think he would come on the show because he's intimidated by our hilarity,
That's possible.
our constant humor.
I would
we
like to
are
challenge
the real
that.
deal, Holyfield, when it comes to comedy. And
Right.
I think we keep a lot of people away by that.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
It is very intimidating.
It is.
It is.
I'm not
We try
afraid.
to
And
keep- we try to go easy
keep,
on people by
and he
not
wants to
having a lot of
keep
guests.
Tom to himself. He wants to keep Tom in his memory
Right.
from Tommy Creepy Camp, where they both have those little name tags around their neck with the little
In a
oak
tight
sapling.
little,
Yeah.
a
Those
tight
were the days.
little nerd hobbit world that they live in.
They do.
That
Coming out of our little grassy
It's like
knolls.
it's like a
what
little
you
Lord
want in our eyes.
Fauntleroy type of thing where they're like, I shan't share you with those others.
They're oversized lollies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should I keep
You
trying to tell the
us the
story?
story?
I'm
So
really
anyway,
close
what's
to the
next?
end of the story. I'm really close to the end of the
Hey
story.
Jimmy, hit the trivia music.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Ooh, trivia time.
there it
Do we
is.
even have any trivia? We did a whole
Yeah.
thing about how we don't have trivia.
We got trivia, don't we?
Oh, my God.
Oh
No,
crap!
Tom
Did we do
lost
the music
trivia.
without the trivia?
I lost
Tom
the
lost
trivia.
trivia.
Well, I didn't lose it. I just
Tom
don't know
lost
where
the
it is.
trivia. Okay. Maybe I can come up with something, and maybe we'll do another one where if you answer, we didn't get any responses, by the way.
You know what that sounds like?
What?
Tom Lost the Trivia sounds like a Descendants album.
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it? Tom Lost the Trivia.
Like Milo Goes to College.
It's like a Milo but taller on there.
Mm-hmm.
And well, maybe we didn't get any responses from the last one, so I at no point did I have to send out the postcard that was promised to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
That's true. Was there a time?
I don't know. I wonder if maybe
delay on that? Was there a?
Well, it was void. It was void where prohibited.
And we just decided to prohibit it.
So I think the continental U.S. was prohibited last week.
Right.
I don't know what it is this time though.
Quiz.
So okay, well here's the trivia question: Is Tom best described as? It's one of these multiple choice trivia questions. Is he best described as a galoot, an oaf, a longshanks, a string bean, a beanstalk, or an emaciated nerdlinger?
Well, he's not an emaciated nerdlinger.
I should have counted so I know if it's like F or G or H for like
I think we went to G on that one.
Okay, that's all the above.
Give us the right answer, and you might get a postcard. Again, void where prohibited. And also, we reserve the right to immediately or even retroactively prohibit.
Hey,
and void.
I actually just found a timed Caddyshack quiz.
What?
Where like every it'll give you the question and then it starts to time you and you have to get the answer before.
Does it
say how long it gives you?
Is it the graduate seminar? Trivia quiz,
no.
Caddyshack,
Right.
the graduate seminar.
Why do you get to do yours and I don't get to do mine?
Just do yours for crying out loud.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give you my answer now, and it's the same answer that Thornton Mellon gives in Back to School. 4.
It's a widget. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Tell that to the
Where is Danny's father going to get him a job if he doesn't go to college?
The lumberyard.
Where's Danny's father going to get him a job if he doesn't go to college?
Lumberyard.
The lumberyard.
Lumberyard is correct. Next.
That's the question?
Yeah. What is the name of Judge Smale's niece who comes to? Oh, this come
Lacey
on.
Underall.
Lacey Underall. Keep going.
Go.
Okay. I gotta enter the answer. Okay, correct. Lacey. What name does Judge Smales give his yacht?
The Flying Wasp.
That is correct. Oh, but what? Oh, flying. Oh God, the flying.
Oh my God, we're running out of time.
Screeching halt.
Nope, we got it. No. You guys wanted trivia, God damn it.
I called.
What is the occupation of the man who is struck by lightning on the golf course and forever changed?
Bishop.
He is a bishop.
Bishop.
Okay. Who wrote and performed the soundtrack for Caddyshack? That's
Kenny
a little
Loggins.
misleading.
Kenny Loggins, but a shout out to Johnny Mandel.
Right. If Johnny Mandel was one of the options, we would have had a thing. Complete the sentence. Are you going to eat your blank?
Fat.
Fat.
I'm typing it in. Fat.
F-A-T.
Okay, 7 more of these. Or 3 more. What is Ty Webb's address?
2 Briar. Briar 2.
2 Briar is correct. Well done. I actually didn't know that. What drink does Judge Smales offer Danny to show him that he's his pal?
Fresca. It's a goddamn Fresca.
Fresca.
It's a goddamn Fresca. How about a Fresca? Okay, 2 more. Who wins the caddy tournament?
Danny
Noonan.
Danny Noonan wins the caddy tournament.
Yeah, I was going to go with...
okay, I think 1 more. Is that right? Yeah, 1
name?
more. This is the last one.
Motormouth?
How long did the caddies have at the
15
country
minutes.
club's pool?
15
on
minutes. 15 minutes.
God,
That is
15
correct.
minutes.
rookie level bullshit right
That was
there.
beautiful.
Those are questions I could have gotten before I even started the Caddyshack.
That's true. I still don't think it's weird. I don't think I would have been able to pull out Ty Webb's address. That's just
That was the question that we were offering the postcard for last week.
I know.
Yeah,
And now it's defined. Now
It's
it's
a tough
void
one.
prohibited.
2
It's
Briar.
prohibited.
I just say I'm enjoying a nice Bell's beer right now, and makes me very happy.
Two-hearted?
It's a Two-Hearted, and I got it from...
Okay, here's a question. Here's a trivia question.
Go ahead.
On the and you can't answer this, Dan, because you're looking at it. But see if Smart Boy over there knows.
Smart Boy.
On the Smart Boy,
Who, me?
that's the other guy, the big galoot.
Tall idiot.
On the label, the Two-Hearted Ale, Bell's Two-Hearted Ale, what fish is depicted?
As though I could tell from looking at the fish. Like, what's the... I can't. No, I don't know.
You can't tell? Look at the color.
Well, I look at a shark and can tell a shark. I can look at an angler fish and tell an angler
Look
fish.
at the color.
Puffer.
Look at the color on it. Look at the color.
It's a rainbow trout. I don't know.
There you go. See?
God.
First of all, it's not rainbow, but that's fine.
But that's a rainbow
And that,
trout.
I guess, was trivia. Oh, my God. Okay, now can I finish my story? So Jerry Porter says, my good friend Jerry Porter says, is there any other state in the union that you could plead with like that? And I said, I was pleading with Michigan and Ohio after the election.
I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
That was my joke. That
Plead
was my joke.
What?
Nobody knows what that
Sons
story
of
was
bitches.
about because it took you way too long to tell it.
Yeah.
I know. I
Problem
really
is
should have
people
stepped it
tell the
up, shouldn't
stories.
I?
People stretch the stories out. They won't just tell them.
And the
They
capital
won't
of
keep it
Lincoln is
succinct, and
the
that's one of the
capital of
big
Nebraska
problems.
is Lincoln.
It totally
That's
is
right.
Lincoln. Big Jim Slade.
And as Mike pointed out very astutely, that has nothing to do with Caddyshack.
Yeah.
It does not have anything to do with Caddyshack. But since
Good job,
I have
Mike.
one podcast where we try very hard to keep things even and fair and not overly
that mean?
politicized, but then I have another one where we did an entire episode almost about our dissatisfaction with the political climate of the country.
Yeah, because
I figured
Trump's
I
a
could share that
complete
here.
goddamn idiot. And it's
What?
very obvious.
Yes.
No, but I mean, you know what I mean now? Where there's this whole thing about playing the press and all this stuff, but it's like, look, it's very clear now based on the interview with what's his name, Lester Holt and all this stuff that like it's an actual moron that we're
Yeah.
doing. That is what the problem is. It's not that it's so much. It's a person who operates on instinct and is otherwise a moron, like sort of like a squirrel.
There was a good article in the Times today or yesterday, like minutely analyzing how he is a child.
Yeah, I
It's like
saw that. I read
Things
that one.
things that
Yeah.
you master by the time you're an adult that he is not.
But no, but and it goes. It's not
Sorry.
just that he's a moron. It's that he has no ability to not respond.
Yeah, yes.
So he responds to
But
everything
that's-
that anybody does to.
But
to
again,
him.
that
Or any-
sort of ties into the lack of ability. Like he doesn't understand delayed gratification or
Yeah.
any kind of like extended game plan. It's all just an immediate gratification that he has to have,
Your face is colluding with Russia.
which is exactly what an 8-year-old does.
Yeah.
And that might be an insult to 8-year-olds, 6-year-old.
I've known some
Sorry.
fine.
I understand that's
6, 8,
that's
10-year-olds.
considered politicizing things, but that's not politicizing things. That is an objective. If this were a Democrat, I swear to you, I'd be saying the same thing. I swear
Yeah,
to you,
No,
I
it's
would.
true. It's,
I think I believe you.
and that's why a lot of Republicans are saying the same thing.
It's
You
true.
know, in any history of the of our republic, we have never seen such a fucking disaster. I said it, and if people don't like it, they can go ahead
Yeah.
and put it in the
Go-
goddamn listeners' hole.
screw.
It's you know what? I've held it in too long. It's a fucking house fire disaster, motherfuck fest of a fucking disaster.
And the house
and you know
is made
what?
of tires.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's-
a
and it's-
fucking tire fire. It's
Yeah.
a tire fire. Say that 100,000 fucking times, because that's all we're gonna have to say now is tire fire, tire fire. Put it out, put it out.
Well,
Oh my
listen,
God.
as crude as we might be about this, and again, we are dealing with a complete bunghole of a jackass of a person here, is that I got to tell you, there's no way we're on the right side of history here, people. I'm sorry.
Right.
But later on, when they go listen to it, they said, oh, you know, at the time it was considered to be a crude show with 3 dopey morons. And people often thought that they overdid it. But but looking back, what it was a brave foray into the current political climate. We're all going to be crushed like squirrels made out of clay if we don't,
Yes.
you know. All right. Tie it back in.
No. Well,
Tie it back to Ty Webb in the bushes.
Tie me up with one of your ties, Ty.
oh, Jesus
Get
Christ.
me. I'm Lacey Underall. Making with the Ty references.
Social undesirable.
What is the
Me.
best name in all of Caddyshack? What's the best name?
I used to think it was Bishop Bickering, but there is no such man.
Yeah, he's Pickering. He goes from
Stupid
the worst. He
Caddyshack
goes from the
minute.
best to
Bishop
the
Bickering
worst.
is the best non-existent name in Caddyshack.
I mean,
I have to say, I think-
Lacey Underalls.
I
Or
think
Lacey
Lacey
Underall.
Underall. Yeah,
That's a really good name.
Yeah.
Because it's
Dr.
a,
Beeper will always be funny.
Well, but Dr. Beeper's like a nickname almost. Lacey
Yeah.
Underall is just
Lacey
it just doesn't exist. It doesn't happen.
But it also sounds like she could be from a fancy Manhattan family, so it sort of works both ways,
It does.
Underwear.
Yeah. It's not
I
just
like
like,
that.
lacy underwear or something. It's
But a shout out to the Haverkamps.
Yeah.
we love
The
that.
Havish camps. I like.
The
Havish
Having
camps.
stamps. I've forgotten what it actually is now again.
Having stamps.
Whatever.
So I was telling Tom before you came in there. So I start a new position at work in 2 weeks, right?
Congratulations.
So I was saying that I was.
Were you saying this on the air last time?
Yes, I
Or
was
not?
saying
that you
that
were,
I would-
that you were interviewing for this.
I said that I was going to have to start negotiations.
Right.
Right.
Oh my
So-
God.
Yeah, I beat the
Not a
Shangdong.
moment too soon.
I had the 3-day Shangdong, and I worked through it. No, but last week I was already told you got the position.
Nice.
Let's start talking. Let's start
Hey, good
talking
for
numbers.
you, man. All right, because so you
All right,
hadn't
well,
done.
let's take it easy
You hadn't
here.
done the salary negotiation part
No.
of it yet, but you knew already.
So I was going in, and it was during our committee meeting. So it
big.
was like I was working with a committee, so I had to be at work early. And I told the kids, you got to be sharp this morning. We got to get up. We got to get out the door. I have these committee meetings. And they've heard this song and dance before. They're like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, no, I got to get to work. I go, listen, at 8:45, and I showed them my calendar. I go, 8:45. They're pulling me into a room. They're going to tell me how much I'm going to make for the next year. And I could say yes or no.
oh God. Oh, if you're gonna miss 18 days a year with Shangdongs or various.
Okay, so no.
Oh.
So I say, and they go, and I said, and if
You
I
have a
don't like it,
lozenge in, by the way.
I have to, or it's not going to
I'm
happen.
hearing a lozenge.
You
I'm
son
allowed
of a
to.
You
bitch.
I'm
piece
allowed
of
to.
shit.
I'm allowed
Hypocrite.
to. I'm allowed to. We all know that.
You are
already.
not a.
I'm allowed to.
Oh,
I was wondering about that earlier, and I was like, there's no
Stay
way.
on
he can't have
target.
a
there's no way he
lozenge.
has a lozenge in.
Stay on target.
Hey,
Stay
he's
on
quoting Star
target.
Wars.
Yep.
He's near death. Listen to him. He's quoting Star
Stay
Wars.
on
Oh my God, the
target.
poor man.
No.
Something's wrong with him.
May the
So
25th be with you.
So I said, look. I go, this is how it works. I go, they give me a number, and I tell you, kids, it's going to be low. I know it's going to be low, and I got to come back with another number. And they're like staring.
But they
at
go
me.
first.
Yeah.
If they go first, you are. That is better. They always ask you to go first.
No, they go first. Yeah.
Oh,
they didn't.
you're
Yeah.
good.
So they gave me a number. Well,
go,
no, the whole
boom.
point is I'm telling my
Double
kids this. I go, this is how it works. I go, first of all, I got to be there. If they slide the number across the table and there's nobody on the other end of the table, the deal's off.
Yeah.
I go, so I got to be there. So
That
get your
is,
ass.
some
yeah,
chairs
that
that
is
go jump.
official.
I go,
There's actual judicial precedent for this.
Yeah,
if you're not on
yeah.
the other end of the table when they slide that piece of that half piece of
It
paper,
goes right off the edge and it's over.
it just goes off the edge.
So,
And the
so I
ones that are
said-
going to get swept up later by the cleaning crew.
So I said, though, the hairbrushing and stuff's going to have to happen in the car. So we get him in the car. And I said, this is how it works. I'm driving furiously, just sweating. And I said, they're going to slide that number across town. I'm going to look at it. I'm either going to say, but I go, first of all, kids, it's going to be low. So then I'm going to have to come back with another number. And they said, well, what does that mean? Like when you get more, like when you get more money? I'll say, or like, is it going to change? I go, listen, this is what it's going to mean. When we go to Noodles and Company for lunch, for dinner, right? And you ask me for that cookie, and I say you guys can split one. I said, if things go right, you guys will get your own cookie each.
Whoa.
And then maybe, just maybe, to
Right.
hell with it, you can get an appetizer as well. Every
Oh my
time.
God.
I go, that's the difference.
You both be as big as the house if Daddy gets his offer.
No, I said it's no longer with the splitting of the cookie. You
Yeah.
get
You're
your
going
own
to get a new
goddamn cookie.
Al Chervik
Yeah.
car horn. We're in the money.
I
We're
said,
all
I'll tell
going to
you.
get insulin.
I said, I'll tell you right now. It's not gonna we're not gonna be taking many trips in here and there, but you're gonna get an extra cookie. You get your own cookie, and I'm not gonna bat an eye when you say you want that appetizer. So
That's beautiful.
yeah.
That sounds great. Well, Mike,
Explaining it
did
to
you?
his.
You have. First of all, why would you be late for a meeting like this? You can't even.
Asshole.
What are you, dad or something?
Yeah, I just told him. I
don't care.
I was just telling you what I was negotiating at home as well. I said you can't. I can't be late. You got to get your shit together. We got to get out the door. Because it never works
Okay,
that way.
Dad.
Everyone's always late to everything.
No, I'm
makes me
Dan.
insane.
You know me. I'm hyper punctual, right?
Yeah.
Kind of.
I'm always early. So I was
Wait,
there.
did you
Don't
go-
worry.
door right
Did
now.
you go way over the top with your offer? You know what you gotta do when they hand you the piece of paper?
Well, first of all,
You
they
do
slid
the
it across
Shatner
the table.
laugh when the guy tried to correct him. You go,
Don't insult me.
oh yeah, it sickens
No,
me.
they
And then you
slid-
hand them a counter
No.
offer. You add a 0 to the end. You just hand it back.
It's like it's like an execution where they're all sitting around the table staring at their watch, and there's like 8:45, and they just slide the thing across the table.
Yeah.
And I came bolting around the other room and caught it just as it flipped off the table.
Right. Traffic was a bitch.
Yeah, and I look at it and they say I defect.
Ooh, the double movie reference there.
Yeah.
If anyone can name, you know what, you get a free postcard. If you can name both of the movies that were were referenced in very quick
Crafty.
succession just now.
Oh, does this mean I can't say it?
No, you
Because I work here?
You could. Okay, you try
Just
to do
say
them.
Okay. One is actually in a couple of movies, but I'm going to say The Player.
Uh-huh.
What
the
was
other
the, well,
is-
what was the reference?
That was,
was The Player.
Traffic Was a Bitch.
Yeah, he's got it.
And then, now I already figured what the other one was. It was,
you
no, wait,
blew
what was
the
the
easy-
line? Just tell me the line.
I defect.
I Defect is
Defect.
Manhattan on the
No.
Moscow on the Hudson.
Moscow on the Hudson. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Manhattan
got it.
on the
All right.
Moscow.
Which I mentioned in episode 1 of the Caddyshack.
Yeah,
movie.
right. I
when
Sitting
they-
defect.
all the way through that goddamn movie just to see like 30
Episode
seconds,
1.
30 milliseconds of Maria Conchita Alonso's boobs.
We maybe
That's from
haven't
that movie Moscow on the Mule.
Moscow on the Mule. Yeah, we maybe haven't worked out all the kinks yet in episode number 1. Not like it's not the smoothly, perfectly running machine that it is now. But I gotta tell you, go back and check out episode 1. It is very good.
That's
It's
some
very
good
funny.
podcasting.
I'm going to say now because I was reading in the three of us have been talking about is we're coming close to the end of this movie. We still got a lot to go. We still got a ways to go.
Oh my
But
god, yeah.
The three of us have been thinking about what our next move might be, and I have to give a shout out to who I think it was. I don't know who it was in the listeners' hole,
Yeah.
but may have hit it on the head.
You have to give a shout out to I don't know who it was.
I don't know
Shout
who it
out
was.
to you, I don't know.
I'm going to
Shout
give a
out-
shout out to you know who you are.
There he is.
Oh,
said
people
that?
love
There's
a
the
shout
guy.
out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to say the movie because I don't want anybody to steal it who's just listening to the podcast. But I think he may have
Yeah,
hit
right.
the head on the nail, the nail on the head, and we'll
That
have
might
to talk
be a
about
good
it
one.
off. Yeah, I think we might
Because
have to do
that
that
movie's
one.
all over the place.
We'll talk about it at 8:45 behind closed doors.
All right.
Yeah.
Listen, we only got. All right, go ahead. It's fine.
What? Oh.
I'd
So
like to
anyway,
give
so-
a quick shout out myself to you know who you are.
What's in a name?
Yeah,
Names are unimportant.
you're a very
So-
special person.
hey,
to me,
listen.
you know that.
Hey, listen. That might be it. That might be time for Hey Listen. We haven't done a
Well,
thing
let me
with this
hang
minute,
on
but
a
there's not
second
much
now.
to
Let's
do with
make
it.
sure we covered everything here. We got Bill Murray yammering. As great of an actor as he turned out to be, as great of a personality, he's yammering on and on. I tell you, I like the Gophers' reaction shots. I like those.
Yeah.
I like that with
All
like
right.
a doll. They're kind of like the Gophers like sort of expressing like, oh shit, I'm scared.
Yeah.
Like how do
Yeah.
you get that across with a doll? That's pretty
I mean,
amazing.
that could be inherently funny, like
Yeah.
puppet stuff like that.
I mean, I'm not saying it's like my favorite moment, but it's pretty funny. And then we wind up with, which as mentioned in the bookends, you wind up with Ty looking around in a bush for his golf ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something else is going to happen now, apparently. We hope it's great.
Yeah.
But the only way to find out if it's going to be great is to come back next time for
With no
minute
fucking
76
teeth.
of Caddyshack.
With no
Please come back with no fucking teeth, Stein. And join us for minute 76, where we'll be joined again by Mike DiMaria, who might still be talking to us, even though he can buy and sell us now with his new promotion.
He might still have a
And-
lozenge in even.
He might. I don't know. It's not dissolved. Oh my god.
Massively hypocritically.
You're giving me the
Yeah.
misophonia.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I don't. It's catching.
This is
'Cause
the end of
I
our
don't like
Twilight
it
Zone
either.
episode.
All right, it's out. It's out.
We're hoisting our own petard.
Yep, hoisted our own petard.
All right. We're also going to be joined by Dan Lewis, who has nowhere else better to go. And I'm still going to be Tom Taylor here because I live here.
can't
But
help
please
it.
come back next time here for the Caddyshack Minute.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.